Alrighty, so I'm going to do my yearly collection video today. I did this, I believe, last year in November, and I'm going to be getting new binders sometime later this year, so I figure it's a good time to do it while I'm still using these binders. I mean, I still probably will use them, but for different reasons, so everything's kind of organized right now. It's a good time to do it, if any, and yeah, so I'm going to go over everything today in my Pokemon card collection worth looking at. I do have some things I will be leaving out, though. Mainly my Celebi collection, the sealed collection, the old retro playables binder, the playables expanded on bin, and the noteworthy bin. So I'm going to be leaving most of the bins and the Celebi collection and sealed collection, which I believe I had the Celebi and sealed collection in the last time, but it's gotten a little big and I don't really want to take everything down. So also not going to turn off the fan because I'm lazy, but starting off, we have the GX EX book. I'm going to be a little more brief. I'm going to talk about ones that I particularly like in here when I reach them. This is just GXs and EXs in this book. Starting up at the front, we have right here a bunch of Dedennes from the Trainer's Toolkits. Got some Lele's. I started actually getting Lele's this year, which is really cool, since I sold off a lot of my Lele's back a while ago. Got some other playable GXs here, like I'll try to keep the glare off too. I'm doing this. We got like Zoroark, Gardevoir, Rayquaza, Mimikyu. You know, Zoroarks are especially good. A lot of these are Japanese ones too that I got from opening tag All-Stars, but we have some more over here. And I've kind of siphoned out all the GXs I really want to get rid of. There's a few that I wouldn't hate to get rid of, but most of these I'm just going to hang on to from now because most of them are somewhat playable, besides obviously like Gumshoes, but that's the one that we'll probably get rid of eventually, but whatever, it's hold the binder spot for now. Got some Darkrai's there. On this side we have Whimsicott, some tag teams, Honchkrows. Just got some various ones there as well. Not too many exciting things in the GX's section because most of the cooler cards are in a separate binder, but these are just all of the GX's as a whole. Got some of the deck GXs coming out. I do have cards that were like used in decks that I put in here, and there's some that I can't put in the binder, so I'll show those off when need be. That'll probably be in a separate segment, but here's some of the GXs, and then the last page of GXs, at least in this binder, is just it right here. So I think I got that. Yep, cool. Start off with the X and Y era EX cards. Don't have a ton of EXs, I'm going to be honest, especially from the X and Y era, because I don't really love the X and Y era that much, and I didn't collect during it. Took probably a 2-year hiatus for 2014 and 15. X and Y is just not a great time for the TCG, to be honest, in both collectability and in playability, but I still have a fair bit because they were very affordable at the end of the XY era to get a lot of these, unlike nowadays where everything is way too expensive because of the hype that ruined everything. So got some full RDXs here, some secret ones. Notably, I really like that Gardevoir. That's probably my favorite EX that I own from the X and Y era. Got some Megas over here as well. A few of the playable ones I've tried to get a hold of, like Glaceon, if I were to ever play Expanded. It's very good. Got some of my favorite ones here too. Darkrai is really good. I pulled that one a while ago. Espeon I bought not too long ago too, and that's a good one. Moving on, we have the black and white EXs, but there is no full arts here. That's in a separate binder. Just got some Ryzian stuff, some Darkrai's and Mewtwo's, Cobalion, some TDK stuff. Not a ton of stuff here, but it's enough. So, alrighty, so that's the first binder. We're gonna move on to the next one. Alrighty, so this is a binder that has kind of become multi-purposed and is way too full. Do you see that? That is not good for the binder. There's way too many cards in it. Because that's why I'm getting new binders, mainly because these ones have gotten a little full. Because this one has, it was used to just be the niche hit binder, things that are, you know, kind of like sub hits, but also now has to encompass Vs because I don't know where else to put V cards. So I will be selling a lot of Vs, but still, it's going to be still pretty packed. So going into it. First we have A-Specs right here. Got some G-Boosters, Crystal Edges. I have a lot of duplicate A-Specs because they weren't too bad to pull back in the day, and then a lot of them I just got for like 25 cents. So, like all these victory pieces, I have 6 of them for some reason, but you know, they're 25 cents, why not? Some G-Scopes, Scoop Ups, Life Dew, Dowsing Machine. I have, I think, every A spec except for Computer Search, which is a little sad because that's the best A spec, but I can't afford it. We have the Prism Stars next. Again, like I said, kind of niche hits, like these sub hits. I do quite like Prism Stars, though. One of my favorite concepts for an ultra rare of all time. Gonna move the binder up a little. And just got some more Prism Stars, notably Japanese one. Most of these probably haven't changed since my last year's collection video. I really haven't bought any Prism Stars since then. And I haven't been able to open up any packs with Prism Stars since then, since all the packs have just disappeared for eternity. So, do quite like Super Boost Energy. That's one of my favorites. And Victini. We have the extra character rares. There is a separate place for the character rares, but these are just the extras. Got some extra Japanese ones slipped in there, but mainly just extra English ones. And here's where it gets really fun, the baby shinies. I've really started buying these up in the last year because they've been like $1 to $2 for most of these, so trying to get play sets of all the good ones and one of all the mediocre ones, except for the Charmander line because they're way overpriced. But as you can see, I got them in 3 ofs in this book, and it's very satisfying to flip through. See all these 3 ofs of all these shiny Pokemon. And there's some ones I'm working on still to get 3 of. It starts to get a little bit more jumbled now because there's less 3 ofs later on. But still, quite a lot of these baby shinies, and these have really bulked up my binder. Now it's just chaos, yeah, and this is just whatever goes on these pages. Because, you know, I do have a Japanese Sudowoodo though, big fan of that. But yeah, this is just the ones that don't really fit into a set. We have the what's it called, Shining Face Shinies. Not a huge fan of them, but I do like Eldegoss, but they're not that exciting of cards, so give a quick glance there and then move on. Have the Shining Fate, the baby shinies. Haven't really been able to buy these, like the Hidden Fates ones, because for some reason they're still really expensive. I don't know why. I say really expensive, but I mean like $5 per, which is really nasty. Like, they shouldn't be that expensive, I'm going to be honest with you. I plan to buy Zigzagoons, though, and Orangaroos and all that good stuff. Alchemy, because I like it there. And there's some that I have to show later, but those are in character sleeves, so I can't. Have breaks here, probably one of my least favorite types of ultra rares, but there's a few okay ones, I guess. Breaks are just not very cool at all. And there's some other breaks. Carbrank break's probably my favorite break, if I had to say. Moving on, we have the V Pokemon. Nothing too exciting, but, you know, Vs are Vs. I do love Volcarona. That's probably my favorite V right now. We have, you know, just some cool ones back here, too, from Celebrations, mainly. A lot of these are going to be traded in, so I can get some more cash for some more cards. Nothing too thrilling. It's just Vs and V Full Arts and V Maxes, and V Maxes are kind of lame, so they're not really doing much. Now a little bit more exciting, we have the first page here with you know, Crobat and Volcarona Full Art Japanese. I love Golurk, Salomon's Full Art. See, these are some cooler ones, but that's the end of the miscellaneous binder, and that became miscellaneous and V because I really don't have a place to store the Vs. So, moving on to the next binder. I lied in the last clip when I said that was the miscellaneous binder. That was not the miscellaneous binder. That was the mini hits and the Vs. This is the miscellaneous binder because this binder really just, I don't know, it has some mini hits in here too, but I just don't know what to put in this binder, so it's just got kind of everything that I don't have room for. Like, here's a Arceus subset. Most of these are in terrible condition, but I almost have the complete subset, and I'll probably buy near mint ones eventually. Here's just some extra hits here, some kind of weird page down here. You have like the Secret Rare Moltres, Secret Electabuzz, extra Arceus, some foreign Amazing Rares, and an extra Amazing Rare there. Here we have the Rotom collection and a random hollow Rotom that's almost finished. I'm excited though to finish the Rotom collection because Rising Rivals is one of my favorite sets. Here we have the completed Amazing Rares in English, although Celebi's not in here because he's in the Celebi collection. but I do have all the amazing rares in English. I thought it'd be cool to get all of them. I like when they do little types of hits that you can collect all of them in one set, kind of like the character rares and Cosmic Eclipse. They're not too expensive either. That makes it much, much better. I hate paying lots of money for cards. So we have all the pre-release promos here. Just kind of, you know, I like pre-release promos. I consider them hits, and there are a lot of cool Pokemon that they do them of, like Cinccino, Blacephalon, Fiona, all good cards, right? Some cooler than others, because believe me, Mudsdale is not on the top of the list of pre-release promos, but there's a few neat ones in here. Got some, you know, XY, this old, really old, I think Gym Heroes one. Malamars and Pheromosa, those are some cool ones. Here's some more recent ones from Chilling Rain and Evolving Skies. And I got a lot of Flaffies, because I like the Flaffy quite a bit, though I will end up replacing those in my decks with the much cooler character rare when that comes out. My favorite pre-release promo, I think, though, out of all of these, if I had to say, and I don't think it's going to be beaten, is these Pichus from Heart Gold Soul Silver. These are awesome. Big fan of both the card and having a cool pre-release promo. I'm going to try to complete all of the Heart Gold Soul Silver pre-release promos pretty soon, because I actually do a black and white complete as well. Some more Cincinos. I have a full 4 set of those, and some Jirachis, planning on getting 4 of those. Here is the black and white pre-release promos page, and just some black and white promos thrown in there. But I do have every black and white pre-release promo, so I figured I'd display it. Here's just some Hollow Energies from Tag All-Stars. Really good set that I didn't open enough of. I got some more Tag All-Stars and Japanese stuff, and some random Hydreigons, right? The Rosa is probably my favorite holo from Dream League, just because Rosa is one of my favorite characters. This Hydreigon is the Thank You Hydreigon. You can see it right there, the little lettering. So that's why that's there. And a Secret Rare Energy from Tag All-Stars, which, gonna be honest, I really wish I would have gotten like a different type than water, but whatever. And also, I think these are just cooler than the Secret Rares, because the Secret Rares look like the tag team energies, and those aren't my favorite. Now we just have some various stamped promos and holos that are kind of different from promotional products, like have some Legendary Year promos. We have Detective Pikachu stamps. This one's really cool. This is, I believe, the last Toys R Us promo they did, though it doesn't even say Toys R Us on it, so take it with a grain of salt. But I'm going to work on getting a full place of that Mareep like that, because I quite like that Mareep card. Got some GameStop. Some, this one just has the set logos of Ultra Prism and Team Up. We got a Destiny Deoxys movie promo. Some General Mills promos with these Eevees and the Bulbasaur. Some GameStop promos down here too with the Sandaconda and Flapples. Just a page of Toys R Us, and I believe these are the McDonald's Eevees down here. Yeah, those are the ones that I binder of the McDonald's cards, because they're much cooler than the rest, because they're the Energy Evolution Eevee, but some more Toys R Us cards. Got them for cheap, so why not? Got some X and Y era random full arts over here. Not a huge fan of all these, but I do quite like the Victini and the Genesect, and maybe the Manaphy. Those are probably the coolest ones. Here we have some XY Evolutions, Secret Rares, right? So take it with a grain of salt. Got some Generations Pikachus, and I didn't really know where to put them, because these are usually in my deck, but one of my decks. But got also these newer Celebrations Pikachus, and you know, I don't mind filling some pages with these, because these are kind of neat, even if they are cheap. They're good to give to kids too. Like, I hear a lot of people complaining about how common they are, but this is a great card to give to kids, frankly. So I don't mind it being so common. Just got 2 Shining Pokemon, and I really didn't open up a bunch of the set, and I didn't pull much from what I did. I had to buy this one. So that's that. Have the full Eevee promo set here from one of the first X and Y boxes. I believe the first X and Y box. I believe this is XY01 for the promo number. Either that or XY04, one of the two. And these all came in like a really cool wheel. It's one of the coolest products ever released. Wish I had it sealed, but I don't. I opened it back in the day, so now I just have the promos to look at on a binder page, but they're still pretty cool. Have the Bagon Scry promo. I still have no idea why it has Scry on it, but it does. Some Japanese cards right here that are kind of cool. The Hollows. These Pichus are pretty neat. I quite like Pichu, the Mew from Evolutions in Japan, which I believe is called CP6. Just some flare gears here. Again, this is kind of miscellaneous. I don't really know what to do with them. And just a random ancient Mew that's in pretty bad shape up there. I have all the gold cards here. I don't quite like these full gold cards as much as I like the X and Y and black and white ones that are like half arts. They're fine, but I don't really want to display them in a really nice binder. I'll just put them in the miscellaneous one because, I mean, there's ones I like more than others. Like I quite like Lily's Pokédoll, but most of these are pretty eh. But I have quite a lot of them, so might as well display them. Full pages of gold glory, huh? And then we have the primes here. I like primes quite a bit. I just don't have a lot of them, so I figured I'd just display them in here, since no need to take up a page of the main binder for 9 primes. And then we have some of these celebration sets. These are kind of just unsorted right now. I don't really know what to do with them. Like, do I include the level X's with the level X's primes, or do I just put all the celebrations cards together? So for now, they're all just slapped together in no particular order, which is going to cause some people ADHD, and I apologize. It's kind of just whatever worked. So all the cards I own from Celebrations are right there. And I think, is that the end? That is the end of the miscellaneous binder, so I'm going to cut here. Alrighty, so now we have the main binder, which will probably stay the main binder even when I get the new ones. This one's the only zip one I'm probably going to have, so this is my front page, though. It's not all of my favorite cards ever, right, but for display purposes, I figured that these are probably some of the coolest to show off. Got some of my favorite full art trainers in Japanese, special arts. This one especially is cool, but I also love Golurk. So that's the Lily in Japanese, the Latias Cx I pulled back in the day, the Zekrom I pulled back in the day, also pulled that, and the Gold Reshiram. I'm a big fan of Gold Zekrom and Reshiram, and having the Zekrom and Reshiram Japanese in the middle is especially cool. There's the toy promo Whimsicott from Japan, and Whimsicott's one of my favorite Pokemon, so next we're going to have to kind of, this binder is really wide, so we're going to kind of have to adjust as we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to make some room. So on the left side here, this is, I considered doing a first page, right, with all the cool cards that just missed the first page, but I really don't have any idea what to put on here, so it's just stuff that's too cool for its own section, like Whimsicotts and Smell Creamy full arts that are Korean and Japanese, and I love Caitlyn quite a bit, so there's a bunch of Caitlyns at the bottom. I pulled that from my Tag All-Stars box, which is unfortunately not a great hit for my big hit, but whatever. And that's the Infernape that I've had since I was like 9 years old, 8 years old, I think. I think it was the first pack my dad ever bought me, so Infernape from Platinum is one of my favorite cards because of that. Let me see if I can... I can't really get much glare off of it with how this binder is. Next, you're going to notice I have a lot of full art trainers. I do. They're kind of split up because I don't have enough room for all the full art trainers because of all the ones in my deck getting added in, but here's kind of the front page of the full art trainers that just sit in the binder for now. Got a Juniper, Welder, Lana, and that's a little bit hard to see, but that is the Bianca full art from Boundaries Crossed. I do actually own all of the black and white full arts trainers, so got Rosa, Lily's Full Force. Glad I pulled that one. Pokekid also pulled that one. Some Japanese Copycat. Copycat's one of my favorite cards of all time, and this full art is amazing. Not a huge fan of the Evolving Skies one that came out recently, but this one from Celestial Storm, or I forget what the one is in Japan, the set name is, but it's cool. Got Teammates, another one of my favorite full art trainers, Iris, and Olivia. Not a huge fan of Olivia playability or full art wise, but I did pull it, so it has a little bit more sentimentality there. We're just going to do the right side first this time. More full art trainers, just got some random ones, nothing to really point out. It's really cool besides, I don't know if you really like the XY era full arts. There's a lot of them there. The left side's a little bit cooler here because it has Sharon, which I really like Sharon full art. Some Karina, some good stuff over here. Guzma as well. Guzma's always a good full art trainer. Very colorful card, I quite like it. So here we have some lilies, peers, and that's Professor's research at the top. Got some Birch's observations, just in case I ever play some mid-XY era, even though I don't quite like XY. And then we got just some random full art trainers over here. This kind of, the first page emphasizes some of the full art trainers I really like. Back here, they're kind of just random, even though I do quite like Lily and Jasmine. I don't feel like reordering the binder, so. Here's some Lysanders, got 3 of those, trying to get playset for 2014. Pokemon and Cynthia Caitlin, another one I want to get a playset of because it's one of my favorite supporters, and it has Cynthia, so obviously. Got 3 Sycamores in here. You're going to see one later because I bought a playset of those. 3 Exiles. These are kind of one of the ones that I have a lot of copies of that I put here because when they're not in use, it's nice to have, you know, sets of 4. We got a Cynthia, pulled that one. Teammates, we have... I do have a full 4 set of the Marnie, but there's only 2 of them right here. Same with these, but there's only 3 of them right here. And I won't be showing off the 4th one because that's in my cube. We got Oak's Research, full 4 set right there. Big fan that that's a really common card, so I can pick it up. I might get another couple play sets of those before they go up. Greens, big fan, my second Juniper, and Skylip. Big fan of Juniper, one of my favorite full art supporters. We're just going to finish off the full art supporters real quick. And this is also, because of the extra space, there's also just some full arts mixed in here from the next page too. So, got some full art supporters. Loose Mean, pulled that one, big fan. Steven, Getsus, both great ones. And yeah, black and white full arts now. This is just an Overflow Zekrom and an Overflow Reshiram. I'm trying to get play sets of those. But here we have Reshiram at the top, then Zekrom and Victini. Have the 3 dogs, big fan of Brazian, and the 3 Therian spirits. And then we have the Legendary Treasures Reshiram and Secret Rare Pikachu and Secret Rare Meowth. I have a lot of the early XY full arts because they were pretty easy to pull back then, and they were pretty cheap too. Big fan of that when that was the case, before everything got so expensive. Here is EX Full Arts. I like black and white era EX Full Arts more than any other kind of like full art ultra rares for the most part besides trainers, so I kind of hoard them all in the main binder, especially the plasma ones above all else. They're really cool, but also just like, come on, this Mew is gorgeous. It's very pretty. Got some Rayquaza, very cool. Again, the plasma ones are these 2 especially. Thundurus also. And then got some more black and white EX Full Arts. If I had to say my favorite one from this page, probably the Reshiram, which I believe I pulled when I was younger. I can't remember though. I also did pull Cresselia, but that one's a little less cool. Big fan of Mewtwo as well. So now we have another page of kind of leftover EX Full Arts and Full Arts that I don't know where to put them, and the ones that are, like I play Verizon Genesect, so here is, you know, my Genesects from that deck all lined up. Genesect is probably top 3 EX Full Arts of all time. It's very, very blue. I quite like it. Lots of deep colors and red eyes. Jirachi EX, got Verizon, some Emolga, right, Full Art. Just some of the Legendary Treasures ones kind of thrown in here. Big fan of the Mew and Emolga from Legendary Treasures, but they're not really that rare, though the Mew has gotten very expensive. So now we have, moving over, black and white era secret rares that aren't items and all that. So got did I pull any of the ones here? Yeah, I did. I pulled the Gardevoir. That's the only one I've pulled out of all these, but they're still really cool. I'm a big fan, especially of Golurk. Actually, basically every single one but the Hydreigon. Hydreigon I'm not a huge fan of, but every single other one of these I'm like massive fan of. But Gardevoir is the only one I've pulled. These shinies were like peak shiny Pokemon card design. Even if the artwork wasn't always the best, they're still incredible looking cards. Here's the Legends page. Quite a big fan of Legend cards. Plan to complete more of those, hopefully in the next year. But so far I only have 3 completed, and one half of one. Big fan of Darkrai, Cresselia probably the most. Here we have just a Sinnoh Secret Rare page that I don't really know what else to do with. got the Alpha Lithographs, Time-Space Distortion, some Shinies. I did pull the Ponyta back in the day, but I've also had the bag on since I was like 10. So that's kind of cool. Big fan of these ones. The Relicanth is cool too. He's a Fishi. And these are the Japanese Secret Rare birds, which were cheaper than the English ones, and I wanted them, so that's why I got them. There's a blank page. Now we have level X's. Got an empty spot there that I should have filled in. Whoops. But just a bunch of really cool level X's. I plan to get more Japanese level X's, especially in the next year, because they're pretty cheap, so I'm going to be picking them up. This is actually right here. Like, these are all my favorite level X's, right? Except for I don't have Flygon up here, the real Flygon, but this is the first Ultra Rare I ever pulled, so it's pretty special to me that I still have this Magnezone. It's definitely not in the best shape, but I still have it in one piece. Huge fan of level X's, though. I actually pulled this one like 2 years ago, because I found a random 2-packs of Great Encounters for $8 at a local card store. Pulled a Darkrai Hollow and that Cresselia level X. Also just this one, big fan of Gardevoir, big fan of Palkia. Salomon is one of my favorite Pokemon, Dusknoir as well. Great level X's. Just some a little bit less cool level X's over here, but I still do love Regigigas, and there's a Japanese Miss Magius up there. And just another whole page of level X's right here. Nothing too special though. Regigigas is always cool though. Actually, let's... I don't know what to fill that first page slot in, so I'm just going to leave it empty still. Alright, so moving on, we have Rainbow Rares. It's going to be really hard to see these, but there's a Whimsicott Rainbow Rare, another Whimsicott Rainbow Rare. This is Verizon Rainbow Rare, Lurantis, Cortana, Latios, and this is still Galio Gold. I don't really know where to put the gold card, so I just bought that the other week. Because it's really cheap, surprisingly, so why not? Here is Hidden Fates Big Shinies. I think I like the little Shinies more for the most part, but some of these are really cool. And again, I'm trying to buy these while they're cheap, so like I said, I got 3 Buzzwoles here for like $4 a piece. Really cool. Playable as well. Working on like Turtonator and Bayonet for the Zoronet deck and the 2017 Turtonator Volcanion. And over here we have, like, I pulled one of the Guzzlords, I don't know which. I pulled both Espeon and Umbreon. I actually pulled 2 Umbreons because I pulled an Umbreon, sold it, and then opened a box of Hidden Fates and pulled another one. So that's, you know, the Lords above telling me a sign that I need to have that Umbreon. And Shiny Kartana in Japanese is one of my favorites as well. Big fan of Kartana. Here we have the character rares. There's the completed English page. And what in 2 weeks will probably be the completed page of Japanese, because I have all of the rest on the way. The Japanese ones are infinitely better. Like, I don't know, what's an example I can use? We'll use Mimikyu. The Japanese cards are so much better. Like, this one's neat. Don't get me wrong. It's neat. But this one is so much better. So, Japanese character rares are awesome, but I also just love character rares in general. I'm a little disappointed because they just announced new character rares, but they're also doing character super rares, which kind of ruins the point. Kind of like the character rares weren't super rare. That's kind of what makes them great, other than just the artwork. If I had to say my favorite one, Roxy or the Lana one are both my favorites, probably. So, there's more full art trainers, but let's quickly do just the EX series page. I don't have a lot of EX era cards because I sold off a lot of them, like my Blaziken EX and all that, but I got these this year. These were probably my 3 biggest highlights. All 3 Japanese first partner Pokemon, which came over here in Unseen Forces, but some kind of starter decks in Japan. I got all 3 of them for like $30 a piece, so not too bad. And then Salomon Cx's. I bought this again. It's damaged, but it's also one of my favorite EX cards ever printed, so it was cool to own that again. Another Salomon's here. I do like Salomon's quite a bit. And another Salomon's right here. If you can't tell, I like Salomon's. And more full art trainers, and is probably, I don't know if it's my favorite full art trainer of all time. It's top 3 for sure, though. It's competing with Caitlyn, Rosa, and Elisa, probably for the top spot. Full art trainer that I think is the coolest. The less cool N right here. Got some Clays, my guy. I love Clay. I had to order them in Japanese even because we never got them in English, at least as of this recording. So I had to buy Japanese Clays to get Clay because, I mean, this is one of the most fun cards ever printed, and the full art is pretty awesome too. Clay is also a great character in the games. More lilies. I have like 5 of those. Some bird keepers in Japanese because they didn't have English ones at the shop. Some, more full art trainers. These are all the ones that I use in my deck. Like this whole section are all just ones, like this page right here too. All just ones that were taken out of decks to be put here. So yeah, there's all the full art trainers there. There's the missing Marnies and all that I spoke of earlier. And there's Skyla, Copycat, and I don't know where to put Gold Mew, so it gets shoved there. So we have the gold items from X and Y and Black and White. Trying to get playsets of all of them, though Lord knows I'll never be able to afford Ultra Ball. But some Energy Retrieval, Dive Ball, Random Receiver, very nice. Here's some playsets I'm working on. Got 3 rare candies, 3 trainers males, and then 1 of each of these, Rocky Helmet and Handhammer. Now we have the alt arts. We have the alt art Shamans right there. I got all 4 of those. Working on getting 4 Yveltal EX alternate arts. Jirachi. A lot of these are from the premium XY stuff. Eevee Snorlax. A lot of the tin promos I have. Pheromosa Buzzwole. I pulled this Tornadus and I pulled Metacham. Those are 2 really cool ones, especially Metacham. I love Leafeon. I had to buy this one though because my luck with evolving skies is pretty bad. Nagandel Guzzlord, another really cheap one that I picked up because it was cool artwork, and I like Guzzlord. I've been trying to store up these 3 birds, but I've only found 1 at the card shop ever, otherwise I'd buy more. Got 4 Tina Chomps, because I opened up a bunch of those tins. Got Umbreon Darkrai, Espeon Deoxys, a lot of the promo ones. The Eevee GX, the Venusaur Snivy promo. Also own the Marshadow Machamp promo, or not, that's not a promo, I actually pulled that one. So that one's pretty neat. And these aren't technically alternate arts, but I count them. The Vileplume GX from Cosmic Eclipse. Own 2 of those as well. So that's it for the main binder. Alrighty, so these are just character sleeves, so they can't fit into a binder. And I have to put them into these Sidewinder deck boxes. So just gonna grab all of them. None of my decks I play with friends are competitive. These are all just fun decks, but I have fun playing, and that's all that matters, right? I'll play competitive online. So, have the regular Marnie, full art, Crushing Hammer, Trump Card. Again, I said fun decks, these are not competitive. And Rescue Stretcher versus Seeker, very cool. Another 4 set of these black and white or X and Y black and white items. Handhammer, Field Blower, Wonder Lab, U-Turn Board, Mars, Ingo Emmet, again not competitive, but a fun card, Copycat, Guzma, Flare Grunt, Mina, Diantha, Bridget, Lele full art, and 3 Whimsicots from that stack. Again, not competitive, I just play these decks for fun with friends, because I don't have a lot of friends who actually like invest in the TCG like I do, so you gotta go down to their level and enjoy the game on a, just purely fun basis when you're playing with them, not a competitive sense. So that should be all those. Again, actually I should show you off. They're character sleeved with Whimsicott sleeves. I love Whimsicott. So that's cool. These ones are character sleeved in Mew sleeves. We got a Stevens Resolve number 2. Plumeria full art. Gladion. Goosehala. Got 2 Headerines here. There should be 1 more in here somewhere. Life Dew. The real Flagon level X. One of my favorite level X's. Probably top 2 level X's in my opinion. There's the Headerine. Rocket's Handiwork. 3 copies of Mew Prime. One of my favorite primes, if not my favorite prime. Jirachi full art. Looker. Scoop Up Net, and Faba. So I think that is all in those. And yep, that's all in total. I mean, there's other cards I could show. I have a lot of cool reverse hollows and stuff, but this is just the main collection update. Again, I kept out Sealed. I kept out my Celebis. I kept out the retro playables binder, because I just want to keep the video at a reasonable length. So yeah, thanks for watching, I guess, if you watched all the way up to this point.